I know. Let's just go over real quick before we wrap up. And we talked about the Kansas City defense. Let's talk about the Tampa defense and what they can do different this time so they aren't embarrassed like they were last time against Kansas City.
Okay, so it's a battle of different defensive philosophies in Super Bowl of 55. So Steve Spagnuolo has his base 4-3, and pressure comes off the edges. And with the Tampa Bay, with Todd Bowles, the pressure comes with the base 3-4 from the linebackers, essentially. I guess we know that Shaq Barrett, we know that Devin White and Jason Pierre-Paul can get to the quarterback within seconds. So that's a given. But I guess the more important player, if he can play in this game, is Vita Vea, their nose tackle. So if he can occupy like two linemen every time, every snap, if he can occupy like two linemen in his position, then that gives free reign from Barrett, Pierre-Paul, or even Shaq Barrett to just have a free path to Patrick Mahomes. So that will be a big factor. And of course, Ndamukong Suh as well. So if those two linemen can attract a lot of attention from the Kansas City O-line, then their dominant, Tampa-based dominant linebackers can just have multiple paths to Patrick Mahomes that can make them go faster. Because just like we've mentioned a while ago, Patrick Mahomes is arguably the best off-foot passer in the National Football League right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you go up against that? Well, go to the quarterback faster if you can. So it's very vital for the D-line of Tampa Bay, especially Vea and Ndamukong Suh, to keep the Kansas City O-line busy so that their pass rushers from the middle, their linebackers, can have a free shot on Patrick Mahomes. And for all the criticism that the Tampa Bay secondary has received immediately after that Kansas City game wherein Tyreek Hill that's just torched them, they have been stepping up during this offseason. Throughout 3 playoff games, they already have 5 interceptions, and 3 of which are from Sean Murphy Bunting. So Sean Murphy Bunting, with that stat, is the first player with an interception in each of his first 3 career playoff games.
Oh, wow.
Since Hall of Famer Ed Reed. So
wow.
they are already stepping up in the biggest of stages. And it's not just Murphy Bunting. I mean, Antoine Winfield had that strip off Jared Cook that eventually led to a touchdown on the offensive end. And of course, Whitehead is also playing solid defense at the secondary. So this, I believe, is a very different team from what Kansas City faced during the regular season. They have been improved. They figured it out. And they're emerging at the right time, especially in the biggest of stages.
So my earlier criticism about Tampa Bay's defense, I want to make sure that it's clear that criticism was meant towards the coaching staff. I believe Tampa Bay has a very talented defense. Their corners are okay. Their safeties are decent. Their linebackers are outstanding. Their front 4 could be amazing when they feel like it. I think the return of Vea, and I think obviously Ndamukong Suh, if he just has a moment where he says, I'm Ndamukong Suh, and I was Aaron Donald before Aaron Donald was Aaron Donald, and I can dominate the middle. And you're right, if these guys can take up 3 or 4 blockers between the two of them, it's going to be a long day for Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be a really long day. Even more importantly, if that defensive line and those linebackers can shut down the run and make Kansas City one-dimensional, make them one-dimensional. Then you put your Devin White as a spy on Patrick Mahomes and stop Mahomes from running. Stop Mahomes from moving in the pocket. Hit him a few times. Every time he leaves the pocket, he gets hit. And then you unleash your Shaq Barretts on him, and you unleash that defensive line. I think they could give Kansas City a lot of trouble. I don't believe Kansas City is going to blow them out. I believe that 3-point spread is actually pretty close. As a matter of fact, I think I told you, our computers over at Sports Trading Systems have figured out that this game is not a 3-point game. It's really closer to a 2.1 spread, which will let you know how close this game is. So this game could be a fumble in one direction or the other from being a completely different game than a lot of people think it is, because it seems the world thinks that Kansas City is going to run away with this game. I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe it's going to be a close game. If it's a close game, I believe Patrick Mahomes gives them an opportunity to actually come back. but I also believe it gives Tom Brady a chance to come back. I think this game is so close to call. We do have a pick over at Sports Trading Systems. We are running a special, $49 for our pick over at Sports Trading System. You can go over and get it right now. If you click on the lead pipe lock, we'll give you our entire Sunday of picks over at Sports Trading Systems. If you go over and just click the link, you can go over and do that. But I'm telling you, Lance, this is one of those games. On defense, I think Tampa is very good. On defense, I think Kansas City is good. I think Tampa's defense is better. On offense, I think Kansas City's offense is better, but I think Tampa's offense is very good. This is going to be a great Super Bowl. I am so excited. I'm not going to make a pick on the show, but I'm going to let you do it. I want to hear what you're going to say. Sunday, 6:00, the two best teams in football meet up. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by TB12, against the Kansas City Chiefs, led by the guy that people think is going to be the greatest quarterback of all time, Mr. Patrick Mahomes. Who's going to win?
So I'm seeing this game as a very tightly contested contest. I wouldn't even be surprised if they only score like 3 touchdowns in between the two of them, because they have defenses that can really shut down and can dominate if given a chance. But here's the first thing that I'm going to say about the game. I see an overtime.
Really?
I see an overtime.
Wow.
I see an overtime, but eventually I see the Buccaneers pulling it off.
I'm actually going to Google what the Super Bowl prop bets are for overtime, because you can make a lot of money with that.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Overtime. Let's see if it comes up. Let's see. 2020 prop bets. If it's overtime, it is. You can bet on the Gatorade color, by the way.
Oh, really? So the one they shower on the winning coach?
Yeah. You can bet on the color of it. So
how creative.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool, right? Long shots to win the MVP. Let's talk about this really quick. There are defensive players that are long shots to win the MVP.
Yes.
The Honey Badgers plus 3,500, Shaquille Barrett's plus 5,000, and Jason Pierre-Paul plus 8,000. That means if you put $100 on the Honey Badger, you win $3,500.
Yeah,
that's insane, right?
Yeah. Remember before that Larry Brown of the Cowboys had 2 interceptions and 1 Super Bowl MVP.
Oh yeah,
so that's how I
remember because he beat the Steelers.
Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry.
Thanks for bringing that up.
I didn't mean to ruin your day, John. But anyway.
Thanks.
So the barometer for a defensive player to be an MVP is way lower than an offensive player. So let's say if Kelsey had a big game, then Patrick Mahomes had a big game because he's the one throwing the ball. So Patrick Mahomes is the MVP. But for a defensive player, remember also Von Miller was Super Bowl MVP with like 2 sacks and 1 forced fumble. So if any of these guys, let's say Honey Badger gets 2 picks, so he's in consideration for Super Bowl MVP. So it is a long shot, yes, but it can still happen. I see it happening.
I think it's going to be tough just because, and this is just my opinion, just because I think everybody already thinks that either Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes is going to be the MVP. Mm-hmm. I don't see them not giving it to one of these guys unless it's what you said, unless it's a 3 touchdown game that somehow goes into overtime and there's a pick 6 for a win or something crazy like that. Then I could see it coming the other way. But otherwise, I just can't see a scenario right now. Again, not one snap has been played. So keep that in mind as I'm saying this. No. I can't see a scenario right now where they give the MVP to anybody who isn't one of those guys, because the media and everybody else wants that to be the story. Lance, I think we did a great job wrapping up the Super Bowl. You had some amazing stats and facts. I really love it. Before we drop off, I'm going to let everybody know our website, which is whatsonsports.com. You can go over, check it out. There's an area there where you can jump into our mailbag. You can send us questions, and we will answer those questions for you on the show.